Good afternoon. It's another Sunday where I stream live and paint live. Um, every Sunday I stream live. Now I'm streaming live at 1 p.m. Central because it's no longer football season. So I changed this time to 1 p.m. Central. I'm Julian Allen, and I paint and chat every Sunday. These live streams are a part of my podcast, Brushstrokes and Beyond. So if you subscribe, you get notified of the live streams and each podcast episode. So I kind of wanted to talk about something that I mentioned last Sunday, and that was about being charitable. And mind you, I am learning things. These are things that I'm learning. And what I've learned, I'm sharing with you. And I talked about being charitable, sharing your talents and things like that. But here's what I've learned this week. In terms of your business, you want to set a premium price for your business. You want to have set a standard for your business. So I want you, if you're an artist and you have an art business, it's critical to set your price, set a price put out what you want. And I'll give you an example. Someone that I am familiar with talked about how she had discounts, reoccurring discounts for her business and different sales for her business. And so really that you're putting out energy, you're attracting people who can't afford your services, your products and services. And so if you want to be a luxury line, or if you think about any luxury brand, they have a certain price and it's above the price of other products and services. And so if you want to be a luxury brand, you want to be a premium brand, you have to put out the energy, the type of energy where you want to set a certain standard or price for your products and services so you can attract people who are collectors who can afford your brand, if that makes sense. So I don't want people to think that you have to give away your products and services, particularly as an artist. I don't want people to think that you're supposed to put good energy out. You're supposed to give away your products and services. No, you should be paid for your time. You are worth being paid for your time. When you're putting in that hard work and you're putting in those hours and the knowledge that you have about your craft, you should be getting paid what you're worth. So I just wanted to correct the information that I put out last week, because I know when I feel a certain way when I discount my prices, and I'm discounting my prices because I am trying to attract more buyers. But at the same time, I know that it's not making me feel good when I discount my prices because I put in a certain amount of hours, I put in time, and not to mention the skill that you acquire, all the time that you put in to acquiring a particular skill so that you can be at a certain level so you can set those prices. So I hope that you understand that. I hope you got that. So in a nutshell, you're worth being paid what you want. So today I am working on an abstract landscape. And in this landscape, there are going to be some really soft colors, like pastel colors. And for some reason, I really like pastel colors, particularly when you mix pastel colors with possibly a dark color to create contrast. But I really like pastel colors because it reminds me of childhood, of children, and or being a child and playing around with different colors. So let's get started. I already have my horizontal line. I don't have my light on. Sometimes I forget. Here we go. Now you can see me. So I already have my horizontal line, and then I have my sketch for my sun. So let's get started. And the brush that I wanted to use today, um, I left it out overnight instead of soaking it or cleaning it. So now the brush is hard. So it's an abstract landscape. So it's going to um, it's 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 going to look fun, playful, and it's not going to be realistic, but something that's fun. All right, so I have the inspiration photo, by the way. And I'm trying to make sure I have enough color on my brush because I don't want it to be streaky. And so my next color is going to be yellow. And I don't want orange. So I have to be very careful about where I place the yellow because I don't want it to mix with the pink. Okay. And I think I'm gonna go back over to purple because it's a little streaky. Okay. And then creating going over my horizontal line. So I hope everyone is having a fabulous Sunday. Um, I'm in Chicago or the Chicagoland area, and we've been getting some some warm weather off and on. In Chicago, it does that, where it'll get warm and then it'll get cold again, and it'll do that. It'll go back and forth um, for several weeks until the weather breaks. Um, and the trick to this is going to be like the layers, um, the colors that are going to go over the existing colors. Oh, I got a little yellow mixed in there. So let me clean my brush. Okay. And as you can see, just kind of going back over the colors so it'll blend. So I am going to let that dry for a minute, and then I'm going to show you the paintings that I did this week. And last week I kind of talked about, last Sunday I talked about um, how I am practicing reverse engineering, and I know that I want to um, create a certain amount of paintings a week. So I've been really in the production phase. I've been really trying to produce more art weekly. So one, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay. First one is the lady on a bicycle. Fun, playful scene of a lady on a bicycle. And I think I really want to do more art like that. She's either Black or Latina, but she has a multicolored face, a gold collar on her neck, a bowl of apples. It- I guess this would be considered pop art and expressionism. Here's another one. Um, this is a version of the goddess Mother Nature. I did one last week of Mother Nature or Gaia. So this is another version of Mother Nature. A mermaid. Very simple, simple painting. See, she has the little gold on her tail. There's some little gold in there. Mona Remix. Another pop art piece. And last but not least is Snoopy. So I know I want to do more cartoon characters. So this week I know this week I'll probably do another cartoon character, and I'll probably do another still life. I did the bowl of apples this week. So maybe a bowl of pears or a bowl of bananas. Um, I'm not quite sure yet. Pears would be interesting because um, pears can be multiple colors. So sometimes brown, sometimes green, sometimes yellow. So those would be interesting to create. Okay, so back to our painting. And I'm gonna stick to the same brush. And take my colors and just go over pretty much. I like to like take another color and go over the parts that are kind of streaky. And I would think I want more paint on my brush because I don't want that streakiness. I want the brush strokes to be kind of thick. There we go. Okay. Okay. Remember, it's an abstract sky. Um, Something fun, something playful. Okay. And I think I'm going to take some of this yellow and go over the water. Coming together. And I'm going to just take some of this white. There's something about white, even black, when you incorporated it into something that's really colorful, it just makes the colors pop. So think I see some areas in the water that I kind of want to go over. Oops, brush is too wet. Right. Okay, and so I'm going to let that sit for a minute. I'm gonna draw it closer, and then uh-oh, I'm glad I took this off the top, as you can see where it's the paint is not there, so I'm gonna have to go over the top. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to let that sit. I think I'm gonna go over the horizon line a little bit. Okay. And the next thing I want to do is once it dries, is add birds. But I'm not going to do that right now because it has to dry. Or it has to dry some. And you know what? It might be at a point where it's almost dry. But isn't it pretty? It's an abstract um seascape, not a landscape, but an abstract seascape. Pastel skies, pastel water. It just came together really nicely. And I think I'm going to search for my black. couple other birds. All right. You think it needs more birds? I'm thinking maybe one more. Let me see. Or just leave it at that. It's all finished. Let me bring it closer. And this was on a canvas board instead of a wrap canvas. I couldn't decide whether um, I wanted to do it on a canvas board or a wrap canvas. All right. Well, time is up. It's 1:33. Thank you for joining me for another Sunday. Remember, set the price that you want for your products and services. If you have a business, if you have an art business, whatever it is that you do. And when you set your set your a value that you want, you tend to attract people that are clients that are willing to pay for that amount. Um, so if you want those premium collectors, set those premium prices. All right. Have a happy Sunday. Wishing you well. Hope you tune in next Sunday. All right. Bye.